Hello everyone, welcome back. I hope you all are good and safe at your end. In today's class, we'll discuss about our next chapter, and that is the gift of Magi. And its author is O. Henry. Born as William Sidney Porter, better known by his pen name O. Henry, was a master of short stories. He was born on September 11, 1862 in North Carolina. He was an American writer. His short stories are known for their wit, wordplay, warm characterization, and ending with clever twist. And this story tells of a young married couple, James, known as Jim, and Della Dillingham. The couple has very little money and lives in a small apartment. Between them, they have only two possessions that they consider their treasures, जो उनके खजाने से कम नहीं था. And that was Jim's gold pocket watch and Della's lustrous long hair. Now, let's just begin the chapter. $1.87. That was all she had, and 60 cents of it was in pennies. Penny saved one and two at a time by haggling with the grocer and the vegetable man. 3 times Della counted it. $1.87, and the next day would be Christmas. For months, Della had been saving every penny she could. She had been planning to buy some nice Christmas present for her husband, her Jim. She loved Jim more than even her life. So it is clear from the first paragraph that it was a Christmas Eve, and Della finds herself running out of time to buy Jim a Christmas present. But Della के पास सिर्फ $1.87 ही बचे थे. So she did not know how to buy some nice Christmas present for her husband with this amount. And she loved Jim more than even her life. Jim earned only $20 a week. Out of it, $8 went for the rent of their flat. With the remaining $12, they could hardly make both ends meet. And with all her parsimony, Della had been able to save only $1.87. इतना सब कुछ देने के बाद उसके पास सिर्फ $1.87 ही बचे थे. And so she started crying, क्योंकि उसको कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा था what to do. And then suddenly she got up and stood before the mirror. A brilliant shine came to her eyes, though her face had lost its color. Rapidly, she pulled down her hair and let it fall to its full length. Jim and Della had two possessions, like I told you in the beginning, कि उनके दो possessions थे जो उनके लिए उनके खजाने से कम नहीं थे. First is Jim's gold watch that had been his father's and his grandfather's, and the other was Della's hair. उसके बहुत ही खूबसूरत long hair थे that reached below her knees, and the color of her hair was brown. Quickly and nervously, Della did her hair up again. She faltered, means paused, रुक गई for a minute and stood still. A tear or two dropped on the floor, but then at once she put on her brown jacket and brown hat. She ran down the stairs and came into the street. With quick steps, she hurried to the side of the market. She stopped at the shop where the sign read, "Here goods of all kinds." So, what idea came in her mind? She decided to cut off her hair and sell it so that she can get some money, and that would help her to buy a Christmas present for her husband, whom she loved the most. So she stepped in and asked, "Will you buy my hair?" The lady at the counter said, "Yes, that's what we deal in." And she also said, "Take your hat off and let me have a look at it." The lady at the counter said, "You'll get $20 in return." Della said, "Give it to me quickly." सो इन रिटर्न उसको कितने डॉलर्स मिले? $20. एंड वॉट शी डिड? शी कट हर हेयर ऑफ एंड सोल्ड इट. एंड देन वो जिम के लिए प्रेजेंट खरीदने स्टोर पे चली गई. The next 2 hours were spent in searching the stores for Jim's present, and at last she found it. There was none other like it in any of the stores. And वो क्या था? A platinum fob chain, simple in design but beautiful. It was worthy of the watch, Jim's watch. As soon as Della saw it, she knew it was made for Jim and no one else. And that platinum chain cost $21. So she took out $21 and gave it to the shopkeeper. So, with remaining 87 cents, she reached home. And when she reached home, her joy disappeared and she became thoughtful. She got out her curling irons and lighted the gas. Within 40 minutes, her head was covered with tiny close-lying curls. She stood before the mirror and looked at her reflection. With her curls, she looked like a truant schoolboy, means a student who stays away from school without permission. But now, Della is upset. वो सोच रही है कि जब उसे जिम देखेगा तो वो क्या बोलेगा. बट वो कर भी क्या सकती थी with $1.87. At 7 o'clock, the coffee was made and the fry pan was ready to cook the chops. Jim was never late. Della doubled the fob chain in her hand and sat at the corner of the table near the door. Then she heard his steps on the stairs below. She turned white for just a moment. She had the habit of saying little prayers about simple things. Please God, she said in whisper, make him think I'm still pretty. उसको ऐसा लग रहा था बिकॉज शी हैड कट ऑफ हर हेयर, सो अब वो ब्यूटिफुल नहीं लग रही है और जिम उसे लाइक नहीं करेगा. एंड देन द डोर ओपन्ड एंड जिम स्टेप्ड इन. ही लुक्ड थिन एंड वेरी सीरियस. पुअर फेलो. ही वॉज ओनली 22 and was burdened with the family. He needed a new overcoat and did have gloves also. He stopped inside the door. It seemed as if he had turned into a statue. His eyes were fixed upon Della. There was in them a strange expression that she couldn't read, and it terrified her. It was neither anger nor surprise. He simply stared at her fixedly. Della wriggled off from the table and went to him. So what happened? When Jim comes home from work, he stares at Della. वो Della को देखता जा रहा था. And he was trying to figure out what was different about her. उसे कुछ अलग तो लग रही थी Della, but उसे समझ नहीं आ रहा था कि एक्चुअल में हुआ क्या है. So Della cried, Jim, don't look at me that way. I had my hair cut off and sold it. वो उसे बता देती है कि उसने अपने हेयर कट करवाए और उसको बेच दिया. I did it because I couldn't live through Christmas without giving you a present. It will grow out again. You won't mind it, will you? I just had to do it. My hair grows so fast, you know. Merry Christmas, Jim. Now come, let's be happy. You don't know what a nice and beautiful gift I have got for you. तो वो उसे बताती है कि प्लीज़ इसके बारे में मत सोचो. मेरे हेयर बहुत ही जल्दी ग्रो करते हैं. सो डोंट थिंक अबाउट इट. लेट्स बी हैप्पी. तुम्हें नहीं पता मैं कितना ब्यूटिफुल गिफ्ट लेकर आई हूँ तुम्हारे लिए. एंड देन जिम आस्क्ड, यू हैव कट ऑफ योर हेयर? Della said, cut off and sold. Don't you like me just as well? I am me without my hair. Am I not? Jim looked about the room curiously. Della said, you need not look for it. It is sold. I tell you, sold and gone too. It's Christmas Eve, dear. Be good to me, for it went for you. Nobody could ever count my love for you. Shall I put the chops on, dear? जिम को बिलीव ही नहीं हो रहा है कि डेला ने सच में अपने हेयर कट करवा लिए हैं और उन्हें बेच दिया है. एंड देन He drew a package from his overcoat pocket and threw it up upon the table. एक पैकेज निकालता है अपने ओवरकोट से. Don't make any mistakes about me, Dill, he said. उसने दिल से बोला, प्लीज़ मुझे गलत मत समझना. I don't think a haircut could make my love for you any less. But if you unwrap that package, you'll see why I looked so lost at first. तो वो उसे समझाने की कोशिश करता है कि उसका रिएक्शन वैसा क्यों था. White fingers at once tore at the string and the paper. Then came a scream of joy which quickly changed into feminine tears and then cries. For there lay the combs, the set of combs that Della had worshipped for many months in a shop window. तो जिम के रिएक्शन का रीज़न यही था क्योंकि वो उसके लिए बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुल कोम लेकर आया था जो डेला को बहुत पसंद थी और वो चाहती थी कि उसको मिल जाए. सो जब जिम को पता चला दैट शी हैड कट हर हेयर ऑफ एंड सोल्ड इट, दैट्स वाई उसका रिएक्शन इस तरह से था. और डेला देखकर रो पड़ती है. They were beautiful combs made of pure turtle's shell and had jeweled rims. They were just the color to wear in Della's beautiful vanished hair. They were expensive combs. She knew. उसको पता था that the combs were very expensive. Her heart had always longed for them, without the least hope of possession. And now they were hers. But the tresses that should have adorned them were gone. जैसे कि उसके hair. Della hugged the combs to her bosom and kissed them. Then she looked up and smiled through her tears. उसकी आंखों में आंसू थे, but still she smiled. Jim, my hair grows so fast. वो अपने husband से बोलती है कि मेरे जो hair हैं वो बहुत ही जल्दी grow करते हैं. They will be long again soon. Jim had not yet seen his beautiful present. Very eagerly she held it out to him upon her open palm. और वो उससे पूछती है, Isn't it lovely? I hunted all over the town to find it. मैंने हर जगह देखा और तब जाके मुझे ये बहुत ब्यूटीफुल सी चेन मिली है. You can look at your watch 100 times a day now. Now give me your watch. Della Jim से वॉच मांगती है. But instead of obeying, Jim tumbled down on the couch. So वो काउच पे जाके बैठ जाता है और स्माइल करता है. And then he said, let's put our Christmas presents away for a while. They are too nice to use at present. वो इतने अच्छे हैं कि उनको हम यूज़ नहीं कर सकते अभी. I sold the watch to get money for your combs. And now, will you put the chop on? So, what they did? They sacrificed their treasures for the happiness of each other. I hope this is clear to you all. Thank you.